I think back to like if I gotten married early, like 20s or something, that person who I would have chosen, I would have 100% probably been divorced.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just like who I would be looking for at that stage to like now, and I'm single now, but like I would have 100%. There's just no way. Like who I was even before that, like it's a volatile change. Like I just can't imagine like me have chosen the right person that would have gotten me through that. So can you share a little bit more about your experience or whatever you're comfortable sharing about that?
Oh my God. We could talk about this quite literally forever. And I love talking about the intersections of grief and dating and then sometimes divorce, right? Like I love thinking about this because it is so real. I'll give you like the bird's eye view of my relationship and my marriage and my divorce. We met when we were 22 in Teach for America. He also had lost a parent young. At that point, my mom was the only parent I had lost. He then lost his mom as well during our relationship. And then I lost my dad as well during our relationship. So it's like we both were in this place of having two dead parents by the age of 30, which just should not happen. I think that the things that made me feel seen by him as a 22-year-old, really deeply understanding what it felt like to lose a parent, overpowered the things that were not good from day one in that relationship. And at that point in my life, I just really wanted to be understood. And I think the older that I've gotten, I realize I just need to understand myself incredibly well and pick a partner that like, first of all, I don't need a partner. I would like a partner. I have a partner now. He's lovely. That's new. We're exclusive. Thank you. Or if that's not on the internet yet, but anyway, he's wonderful. But my grief is a part of our relationship. He also has been through divorce, so he understands like that grief in itself. My ex-husband and I were probably going to get divorced at some point in time. Maybe if my dad hadn't died, but all that said, like maybe I just would have stayed in it because I really wanted to be a good daughter and I had an image of what I thought that relationship could be. When both of my parents were dead, I was like, the person I am accountable to is me. I have to take care of myself. And I decided to end the marriage, and it is the best decision I've ever made in my entire life, hands down. Dating after that has been fascinating. And I will just say, like, if someone can't handle your grief, like if someone doesn't know how to engage with you about your grief, even after you give them some gentle feedback, or they're not like curious enough to go, I don't know, read up on grief and loss, that is not the person for you. Period. Grief is a part of the relationship. It just is, right? My dad's death anniversary is coming up, and the guy I'm seeing now, like, he knows he'll be coming to the cemetery with me. That's going to be a big step in our relationship, right? Like my ex-boyfriend, I dated a guy for one serious relationship after my divorce. Grief was a part of what he knew made me me. There are a lot of reasons why that didn't work out. Anyway, I have a million and one pieces of advice on like grief and dating, and I've written about that. So I can be helpful. You just let me know.
We can link back to that.
I'll share that piece.
I don't think people talk about it enough because it is something that really makes you evaluate everything. And I was dating someone last year and I tried to share, totally nice guy, but it's just like there wasn't that. It's like if I'm sharing this with you, this huge piece of me, like I shouldn't feel like there's nothing, like it's just like there's nothing bridging that.
What did he do? Can I ask? Like, how did he?
For example, for one thing, like I had a roommate before and she was moving out and I was supposed to go visit him. But I was just like, there's too much going on and it's going to be my mom's birthday and the holidays are coming up. Like, there's just so much going on right now. Can you come here instead? Like, I'll book your ticket. You come here. And he just was like, oh, I've been flying a lot. I don't feel like flying. And we talked about it later. And he like apologized for it coming off like that. But I was like, if I'm telling you it's like my mom's birthday, the holidays are really hard for me. Like there's so much big changes. Like, can you just come here and I'll pay for it because you've been coming here. It just felt so dismissive.
Yeah.
And he apologized for it. But that was also just like a clear light of like, we're not on the same page. Because if I'm telling you all those things and your response is like, oh, I don't feel like flying right now. Like I've been flying a lot. And he didn't mean it in any bad way, but
short flight. It's not even a long flight.
But I'm like, his response should have been something more like, Rachel, oh my God, like, thank you for telling me how you're feeling.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I know this is such a tough time of year. Like, let's talk about your mom, or let's talk about whatever. Yeah. And then, like, let's talk through what logistics can be. Like,
yeah, it was not any of that.
Shutdown is never going to work.
That's it was not like that. And he just was like, oh, I get it. That's okay. But I was like, that's all? That's the conversation?
It's gotta be reflective. No.
And so I was just like, would I have cared maybe even like 2 years ago? I probably would have been like, oh, that's fine. You know, because I just wasn't prioritizing my own grief feelings as much, or like what I expected from somebody. But in that case, I was like, no. And it's also helped, like, meeting other guys in this space and having good conversations with them where they can actually talk about their feelings. I was like, so they are capable. There are, it's out there. It's just not you. And very kind guy, very nice guy. Like, we're still cool, just not my guy, and not the guy that I need.
I think it's beautiful to be cool and friends with an ex. I don't really know what that's like because I've never really experienced that. But it's like going out with nice guys. I've been there too. And like, yay, I love that they're kind and sweet. Can you also be present for my really dark moments? Like, can you hold it all and know that like to experience this and like my energy and my positivity and my joy is not like, that doesn't mean you don't also have to show up for the dark times too.
Yeah.
It is I'm a full package deal. And my 2 cents on that is like, you can find a partner that can hold it all. And you don't need someone to help you hold it all. You can hold all of yourself. And I will only opt in to a partner who can do that too for himself. And I found one, so yay.
Okay, well, we'll follow up where you found that.
You don't want to come to North Carolina for the dating pool. I would much rather go to San Francisco. I'm not going to lie to you. That sounds...
I think you do. I think you do. Okay, yeah, I don't think it's better over here. But that could be a whole 3-parter episode in general.
I got banned from Hinge for talking about voting. You can keep that in.
Oh my God.
It's true.
I can't even be on apps anymore. I don't think. I don't think I have it in me.
Okay. I will say this too. You can quote me. I think when you've experienced like significant loss early in your life, it means that a partner that you pick has to be able to hold that kind of loss too, alongside with you, right? And that probably means they're a little older than you. Like, at least in my experience, I have found myself more able to relate and connect with guys who are a little bit older because they have had more life experience, like a normal amount of life experience for someone their age. Yeah. And I'm not going to knock I'm 35. I'm not going to knock the women who go out with much, much older guys, right? Like, do whatever makes you happy. But for me, guys who are in their 40s that has been so much more successful, quote unquote, for me, because I feel like they have lost people in their lives. Maybe they have been divorced. They have, had multiple jobs, lived multiple places. And I think that us as younger women, when we've experienced loss early on, we're like trying to connect with guys or people who just they don't have that maturity yet that has been forced upon us. And date older. That's my advice.
I'm 36, so I'm like,
stop. I assumed you were like 20.
I know, she looks good, huh? She looks so young.
Look at us.
It's the 75% being Filipino.
Ma'am, you should only be dating people in their 40s at least.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I've dated like later 20s and in my age, and no. There's just all no.
Just no. I think 42 is the perfect age for a man, and before then, no, and after then, I don't know.
I'm taking your advice because I'm still in my 20s, but I'm like, the scene is bad.